Welcome to today's FastTrack episode of the Growth Zone. The FastTrack is a concept that provides a quick, fast mind feeding for you. Depending whether you listen to it in the morning or in the evening or even midday, you can use it to have some new ideas to guide you through the day. So in today's FastTrack, we're going to look at how 3D or 2D scanning of products can change the buyer experience in e-commerce. Well, you'd think, I just go and take a few photos of my product, or maybe I take a photo of the product from the manufacturer's site or anything, especially if you are selling an e-commerce products that have been manufactured by somebody else. You haven't got your own products, but you're actually just selling goods from somebody else. You can and you must as well develop a unique advantage, and that's the competitive advantage that gives you by having more content about the product, showing as well the product the way it looks, so that I as a buyer have the feeling that I'm actually looking at it as if it was in front of me. And that's something you can do with 3D scanners. And yes, I even have a 3D scanner here just next to me standing that I bought a few years ago from a crowdsourcing project, where then I invested as well in that startup, and I found it such an interesting and cool thing. And the technology is still developing. And it's definitely a very different thing than if you just take normal, regular photography. So you actually need both if you want to have a big advantage. Because I'd say 95 or 99% of companies who are doing e-commerce and selling somebody else's products are actually just using photos. They're maybe using stock photos or photos from the manufacturer, so you don't actually really experience the product itself. And for some products, it is not really worth it. But if you have a high quantity of this product and it's always the same product, then it's worth taking the extra effort. And those businesses that are really doing that and putting that effort in, they're massively increasing their sales. Of course, you could say, well, but Amazon isn't doing that. And the thing is, Amazon has a huge market share. And maybe your e-commerce site, your online shop or whatever, doesn't have that. So you have to somehow be ahead, and you have to build your own community. You have to give them a reason to go and visit your site, get informed, and buy from you. The same thing would be if, let's say, you are selling flight simulators and that. And there'll be several companies they're selling flight simulator software and equipment and jokes and pedals and all this kind of stuff. That's all fine. But if you are not unique and not providing any kind of service that's really unique and giving really value, why should I go and come back to your site? It's just because I maybe get it for $5 cheaper. That's not going to really make me buy it there. Of course, it's a difference if I buy it from you and the good is next day it's on my desk and it's awesome. But in many cases, when they try to go cheap, they take some shipping service that's really cheap, and it takes 3, 4, 5 days. I recently ordered as well from a company as well a product, and it took 30 days. And the other product needed about 4 days or so. And when we ship out stuff, when we sell stuff on e-commerce platforms that we have and that, the stuff is usually next day or so there. Yes, if we're selling, for instance, stuff that's being shipped to other places in Europe, for instance, then yes, it'll take time, and especially with the current situation, with some countries still having lockdowns and logistical issues and that, it'll take longer. But still, we've got clients who are in Cyprus, who are in Sweden and so on, all these different places from up to down, in France and Spain and so on, and they're getting the stuff quite timely. And the infrastructure locally isn't always the best thing, but it is all possible if you do the right things. For instance, I had today as well a negotiation with a logistics company where we've agreed as well on an additional service for our shipping, which is quite a good thing to do. So we are cutting as well 25% our shipping costs with that. Nevertheless, you have to give first people actually to go to your website and eventually as well a reason to click buy now. That's the thing. So yeah, that's something you have to really do. It's not a big effort if it's a few focused products that you're doing. Not like 1,000 products that only sold once, but a few products where you say, okay, I want to put the extra effort and be ahead of competition. And it's even more worth if you've got your own products, if you're manufacturing themselves, whether you are using somebody else's factory, but it's your thing, your product, your idea that you're doing, then it's definitely much easier to do that because you are not actually competing on price and same value. So that's something that you should always avoid, competing on price, because that's not worth it. You don't want that kind of sales opportunities. So I hope this was interesting for you. The FastTrack episodes are quite a new thing, and we'll have soon the next topic will be in the next release about how buyers recognize good customer service, especially when it's about the proactive approach that's being used. Hope you enjoyed the FastTrack edition of today. You can follow me as well on Twitter by using the Twitter ID CAPBARTSCH. Yes, that's Cap Bartsch. CAPBARTSCH. See you soon.